Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Sims 4 speed build for you, and this one's really fun because it is a base game family home that I built right after the infant update, because I figured with that huge base game update we needed new homes for all of the players that now have infants. So anyways, I wanted to build this to really give people a really nice family home that incorporated all of those updates and infant items and all of that kind of fun stuff. And this is already up on the Sims 4 gallery if you would like to download it. My origin ID is spicensprinkles, and as usual, download it, do whatever you want with it, place it wherever you want to, change it, do whatever you need for your gameplay. And I actually ended up, it was really funny, I did record this over on my Twitch channel. The link is down below if you ever want to come hang out with us. It's a whole lot of fun over there. But I wanted to build a small family home. And then it just kept getting bigger. I feel like that happens to me like all of the time. I feel like I'm gonna do a small home, and then all of a sudden it's a big home. So this is larger than I was expecting it to be. So it's like not a starter or anything like that. It did come out to be about 110,000 simoleons. It's a pretty packed house, but I honestly love it so much. And you can see I messed around with the roof a lot because I had a vision in mind for what I wanted it to look like, and so it took a lot of like fiddling around with the roof and the different pieces to get it to look how I wanted to, but I'm so happy with how it came out in the end. And it's actually so funny, the lot next door, depending on how I'm filming it, like you may end up seeing that there is actually like a toilet just sitting in the lawn of the lot next door, because basically, long story short, when the update came out, I built a nursery, and that's what's over on that lot. And I ended up like wanting to take screenshots with Sims in it, but then the Sim needed to use the bathroom, but I didn't have my cheats because everything broke after the update. And so anyways, I just threw a toilet on the lot so the Sim could use it. So just ignore the lot next door. And you can see too that I did move it because I did start this on a 20 by 15 lot, and then it became very clear that this was not a house for a 20 by 15 lot. So we moved it to a 30 by 20. So it is a little bit bigger, and I'm much happier with it this way. But like I said, I was planning on doing something a lot smaller, but you know what? It's okay. And I'm really happy with the way it came out. And I honestly loved this green that we chose. I went back and forth a lot about the color scheme because it is just base game, but I wanted it to look like it wasn't base game, if that makes sense. So I tried really hard to make this look like a really nice home that didn't necessarily give those base game vibes. So hopefully that makes sense. And also, by the way, let me know in the comments, how are you liking the new update? And if you have the new pack, how are you liking the new pack? Like the infants are so cute. Like I played with them over on stream a little bit, and oh my goodness, they are so adorable. Like I can't handle it. Like the cutest thing ever. But let me know how you're feeling about it. Do you enjoy playing with the infants? Are you happy with the update? All of that kind of good stuff. And also, I'm hoping all of your mods have been reinstalled. It was really funny when I was building this. I usually have a Better Build By installed because I love that. And if you are a builder, I highly recommend this mod. It is such an amazing mod, but it automatically turns on like move objects and all of those cheats that you usually turn on if you build a lot. And so I haven't had to type in those cheats in a very, very long time. So it was really funny when I was building. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to remember what all of those cheats are, and I need to put them in myself. Like it was definitely like a different experience for sure, but it was totally fine. But it was just kind of funny because I was talking to chat and I was like, oh no, like what are these codes that I usually use? I need to remind myself, like, and I'm not gonna lie, it took a while to come up with this floor plan. Like it took a while. So I believe I cut some of that out. So if we randomly jump and there's like a floor plan, it's because it took me a little while to figure out. But I think it worked out really well in the end. And I also, so this is for the infant like update. I did also make a home that will be coming to the channel really soon. That is just base game and the new expansion pack. So keep an eye out for that, and be sure to have notifications on if you don't already have them on, so you know when I upload. And also, if you're not already subscribed and you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. We are so close to that 1,000 point in our subs, and honestly I'm so excited about that. It is really still so amazing to me that there are so many of you out there that have enjoyed my content enough to subscribe to me. It's literally so mind-blowing. And I've tried to be thinking about what I would do when we hit that 1,000 sub goal. Like, what kind of video I should make, if that makes sense. But if you have any ideas, be sure to let me know down below, because it's so exciting and I want to do something really special, and trying to decide kind of what I should do, especially since I do a lot of building and do a lot of Sims, like what maybe something like that would look like. I did, for like my 100 subs, I did do a build with like 100 items in it, which I just feel like maybe doing a build with 1,000 items, it's just not the same. But anyways, that's totally like a random aside. But anyways, let me know if you have any ideas or things that you want to see on the channel. And that means just in general too, if there's some sort of video that you want to see. And this is actually the parents' bedroom. I am not gonna lie, this room is much larger than I was anticipating it to be. And when I was building it, you know, I built it on stream, I wasn't like super happy with how like if you're looking at the bed, the left side of the room looks. It felt just a little bit empty. So actually what you see in screenshots and what is uploaded to the gallery is just a little bit different than what's in this speed build. Like I ended up adding like a bookcase over there just to fill out that space a little bit. Honestly, if you have access to, I think it's Get Together, and you can do those like built-in wardrobes, like I thought that would be so perfect in this room. But of course, being base game, I did not have access to those, which is also just really interesting to me. I feel like those wardrobes should be part of base game, because it is such a basic thing to have like in a bedroom, is to have a closet like that. But anyways, that's a totally like other random thing. But I wanted to place some clutter over here, so I have a few vases, like a stack of laundry, and just some, it looks like cosmetic like bottle stuff. So I tried to do some cluttering the best I could. Of course, some of the items are a little bit repetitive, and I tried to use as many of the new items that we got with that infant update as I possibly could. And very similarly to this bedroom, this bathroom is huge. And it was actually funny, I was on stream and I was like, oh, that's a little big, that's okay, maybe we'll put like laundry in it or something. And then I was like, that's not in base game, Rachel. What are you talking about? But I'm actually really happy with the way this bathroom came out. It looks so fantastic. I don't know. It may actually be my favorite room in this build. And I know that sounds so weird because it's a bathroom, but there's something about it, I guess, that felt very warm and cozy and lived in, if that makes sense. So we have a lot of stuff in here I used. You can see that was actually one of those like infant baskets that we got, but it just had a bunch of bottles and stuff in it, and I felt like that could be used in a bathroom just for like other toiletries, you know what I mean? Like, so I placed that in here, and I honestly don't know if I've ever used that plant before, but it was so pretty because I wanted to pull a lot of green into this home, and I think I did that fairly well. And of course I tried to use that corner tub because I feel like I always try to use that corner tub, but it did not fit. It just did not fit very well. But we have some wonderful storage. We have a bathtub and a shower. We just have like so much room, so much space. Like this really is a luxurious bathroom, and I love it a lot. And actually there are 3 full bathrooms in this home and 2 bedrooms. So this was going to be a half bath, but it was so big, like I might as well make it a full bathroom, especially if you decide to have more Sims in this home or expand the home. You have that option as well to have, you know, more bathrooms. And I feel like in the Sims that's so important to have a bunch of bathrooms, because I don't know, I feel like Sims always need to use the bathroom all at the same time, or they all have to shower, and it's like a whole thing trying to figure out how to meet all of your Sims needs in your home because there's not enough bathrooms. So I try to make sure that was in there. I also try to make sure to include some skill building items in here. So we do have a computer, we do have an easel in here as well. I really wasn't sure what the parents or adults in this home did for a living. I honestly just wasn't sure. Sometimes I like to think about that and base like what I place in the home on that, but I honestly just wasn't sure. And of course you can swap any of this stuff out depending on what kind of jobs your Sims have, all that kind of good stuff. And you know, like I said, change it however you want to. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I just hope you enjoy playing in the build. And so we end up actually, like when you walk out of the foyer area, we have this like galley kitchen. I'm not gonna lie, this one was a little bit tough for me. I went back and forth a lot, and I know like when I was streaming, I think I may have paused it at some point, so I didn't get like all of that footage. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out, to be honest. It's been a few days, so I don't remember. And I really wanted to have like this really nice like window over the sink in here, so I did end up swapping out the window. I think I may even swap it out again. And I know we moved the placement of the fridge. Like I said, I really was like struggling with this space, just trying to figure out how I wanted it to lay out, because I did want it to be a nice full family kitchen, but that it it still made sense in this space. And we actually end up putting in a little like coffee bar over here. So we have a coffee maker and a tea maker, so your Sims have access to all of that stuff. I feel like I almost never use coffee makers, and I basically never use tea makers. I don't know why that like never occurs to me. I just usually don't. Let me know in the comments, like, are there items that you just like usually don't include in your build if you build in The Sims? Like for me, like, and I also usually don't use dishwashers, but I believe I put one in this build. But I don't know why. I guess I never think about it maybe. And we end up putting this like pot rack. This sounds really weird, but like over the window, but it's like bolted into the wall. And I don't think I've ever done that before, but I really didn't want to put like a cabinet or something in front of the window. So since it was a really long, nice window there in the front, but I thought that was kind of a nice compromise, still using it for like storage space, but at the same time, like there wasn't like something necessarily blocking that window. And I did include a high chair here, and when I was doing screenshots, I realized I made a room for a toddler and an infant, and so you'd probably need 2 high chairs. So I do swap another one of the chairs out for a high chair for what's on the gallery. So if you download it, there are 2 high chairs. I also moved them around a little bit because I found out that the way I had this laid out, that your Sims could not place a kid in that high chair because they needed to get behind the high chair. You can tell I usually never use them because they're just, well, they're not very good, but they have been updated with the base game update, and I think they are actually a little bit better now from my brief gameplay, but let me know if I'm wrong. So I moved it around so your Sims can actually put a kid in that high chair, and so that does work out. And we end up actually putting in a little space here. I put like that toy bag that we got with the infant update over on the other wall there, and I also end up putting like one of those little like rugs that we got as well. And of course, if you have like growing together, you can swap out some of those toys for the other infant stuff that we got. And same thing when we get upstairs, I end up putting in like a fake changing table. You can swap that out as well if you don't, or if you do have the changing tables in the game, which I still wish we had it in base game. I feel like there should at least be like one, because I thought I wouldn't have to do fake changing tables anymore, because it just really gives like a really nice aesthetic to a nursery to have a changing table, because I feel like that's pretty normal to have. But anyways, we end up putting just a little table over here, and the books on the wall, just like, since this is supposed to be a family home, like I tried to make like a small area for the kids. And actually the whole second floor is all for the kids. I end up putting in, again, this fairly spacious bathroom here. And I end up putting in a bathtub because you have to give both infants and toddlers baths. Of course, if your Sims are older or they grow older, you can swap it out for a shower if you'd like to. And I did remember to actually put a toddler potty in here. I almost actually forgot. So I do add that in a little bit later, but I was like, we're gonna need that. Like, what in the world? So anyways, I do add it in there. So don't worry, it is included. And then that like space right there at the landing, I make that like a little play area, which I thought was really cute. And I was going to use the new like playpen like fence that we got with the base game update to kind of wall off that like play area, since it is near stairs, but the roof did not like it. Every time I drew it, it like my build like just freaked out, and the roof started clipping. It was a whole thing. So there is not a fence there, but if you want to put one in there, you can. If you can, if you want to alter the roof, that kind of thing. But it was just giving me a really hard time, as you can see here. And I was like, okay, never mind. So I ended up including a few toys in here, like a toy box and also the dollhouse. And what I actually ended up doing, which was kind of fun, was painting that back wall black as if it was like one of those like chalkboard walls, you know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but like the paint that you can paint a wall and make it like a chalkboard, because several of the decals in the base game look like they're chalk to me. So I just thought that would be really fun, like addition there in that playroom space. And then they do share a room here, and I know this is a weird looking room, like the shape, but don't worry, I think it is super cute, because that little nook over in the corner, we make it like a little like reading nook area, so like the toddler can go in there and like read and hang out, and there's a toy box in there too. And I thought that would be a really cute space once the infant grows up as well, for the two like kids to like hang out together. And I think it would grow really well with the two of them as well. So, and of course, like as they get older, you know, you can, you know, change the layout of the home and that kind of thing. But I thought it was just really sweet that they shared this space, and we had these really nice matching swatches for the crib and that toddler bed, and then having the clouds and the grass everywhere. Like, oh my goodness, I honestly super love this nursery so much. And I ended up, like I said, putting in a fake changing table here, which is that random dresser with the cushion on it. So we put some clutter on there to kind of make it look like a really nice changing table. And I think honestly, this really ends up being such a like homey, cozy nursery. I was so happy with it. And I'm like super into the green swatches right now, because even the nursery that I made, just like the room and uploaded to the gallery as part of my like infant item update review that I posted on the channel, like I used that green swatch, but in a different set of the toddler bed, actually the new toddler bed and crib, I ended up using the green swatch in that as well. I don't know why, but that's just like what I'm feeling in the color that I'm into at the moment. And I actually, at this time, like I ended up forgetting about the giant llama that we got, so I had to like get that out and try to figure out how to fit this in here. It is so big. Like, it's so gigantic. So I ended up sizing it down a lot. Of course, you can change that or take it out if you'd like to. But I tried to include like all of those new items we got the best I could, because I mean, we have new items, right? We want and need to use them. And I ended up, for the backyard, I do end up putting like a pool, and out on the porch in the back, I end up putting like a toy chest out there as well, so the kids can hang out, because obviously they can't like swim, you know, like when they're really little, but there's still space for them to hang out back there. And honestly, I really love how this lot came out with all the vegetation. I went back and forth about the trees several times. I think I cut some of the footage out, but I really was sitting there on stream and I was like, I don't know what I want to use, because I don't want to like cover up the house, and obviously being base game, I was a little bit limited, but I think I figured it out, and I think it looks so nice and put together. And of course, I did that really lush like vegetation there in front of the home, because I just always feel like it looks so pretty, and I used like some white daisies there as well. I can't remember, some of those may be debug, but they still should be base game, so you shouldn't have like any kind of issue. In case any of those you may not recognize. I don't think those are debug, but I use it so often, sometimes I forget which plants are debug and which aren't. But I end up putting, again, back here a little space like off to the side where I put like the trash cans. And we also bring the paving stones back here too, to lead to that like space where you'd put like the trash cans and like to the pool space. And I think it just looks really nice. And there's also like a table out back. I did put a high chair out there as well, so that you can, you know, have your toddler out there too. I think I left it at one high chair out back, so if you want to, you can always replace one of the chairs for another high chair. And then I ended up putting in a grill as well, in case, you know, your Sims wanted to go and grill. But I just, you know, I felt like, you know, a pool would be really fun, but it's, you know, I kept it kind of small. This wasn't like a huge backyard, and honestly, like, I don't know, like in real life, I wouldn't complain about a small pool. If you have a pool, it's a pool. Like, I don't know. So I kind of left it as a smaller pool and just put like 2 chairs out here. And I also did include some monkey bars out in the backyard. Now, of course, like I built this home for like a toddler and an infant, so at this time they wouldn't be able to use it, but I figure as they age up, like this is supposed to be a family home that you could grow into as well. So it's just something for kids to do here too. And you can see I tried to put the the table there, but I was like, no, I feel like I want a little more room, and I really want it to be a full table, because I also figured like if they have friends over, if they have family over, as well as like if you decide you want to use this with the new expansion pack and you might have like family come visit, like that kind of thing, then, you know, you would need that extra space. And it really just came out so lovely out here. And then ended up adding, like I said, all of those paving stones to kind of, you know, show you where to go, if that makes sense. And those are part of base game and are in debug, if you're ever wondering like where to get those. But they are just, I don't know, I feel like they add so much to a garden space or a lawn space, backyard space. and like kind of just maps out the path. And I feel like it was, this is a really full backyard, honestly, but I really like the way it came out. And of course, you can swap out the monkey bars for swings, that kind of thing, if you would like to. And then I just honestly put a bench and some chairs and a few gardening pots back here and in the front, so your Sims have another thing they can do. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And leave comments down below of stuff you want to see on the channel. I would also really appreciate that. And I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.